Hello and welcome to the Derby and Nottingham Sling Library demonstration of a ring sling in a hip carry position. We will be using a little frog ring sling and it's a gathered shoulder ring sling. There are three main types of ring sling shoulder. There is gathered, where the fabric is just sewn and then just gathers through the rings. The other is a pleated shoulder, where the ring sling is folded into pleats and then sewn in those specific pleats. And the third is a padded shoulder, where the fabric is through the rings, sewn, and then there is a padded section before the fabric then flares out again for the main body of the ring sling. So as I said, I will be using a gathered shoulder here today. What I will start to do is I will firstly pop the ring sling on, then pop little one in. Here we have the little frog ring sling. And as I mentioned, it's gathered. So the fabric is just looped through the rings and then sewn back to itself, securing it through the two rings. When we pop a ring sling on, we are going to pop it on diagonally across our body, and it's a one-shouldered carry. So to start with, hold the ring sling up and put one arm and our head through. We're aiming for the gathered section to sit nicely over our shoulders and getting our rings into would be a corsage position, but just slightly below your collar. We're aiming for the fabric to be smooth all over our backs and at the side. This is where little one's bum is going to sit over the top of this fabric, with this fabric sitting into the back of their knees. What we're aiming for is little one still to be close enough to kiss. So what we're going to start with is to create or to get the sling to the right height. So what we're going to do is pull it round from behind us to get all the spare fabric towards the front. We're going to grab all of the fabric that is on the ring side and we're going to pull in a gentle motion. And that will shorten the sash piece that's around us. What we're aiming for is this bottom rail. We've got a top rail, which is the blue, and then the bottom rail, which is a grey. We're aiming for that bottom rail to be a little bit tighter than the top rail. Just going to adjust that by pulling that through from under the rings. It just means it's a good start point for the seat. We're now going to take little one and pick them up and put them up onto our uncovered shoulder. Going to reach between yourself and the sling and collect both legs. And we're going to sit them on a 45-degree angle to our body. And checking that all the fabric is currently sat into the back of their knees. So it goes underneath their bum. With this being knees higher than the bum, got them secure there. So what we're now going to do is find the top rail of this fabric, which, as I said earlier, is the blue side of it, and then with our empty hand use it as a brake to secure all the other fabric under their bum as we pull this top rail up. We can pull the fabric up on a ring sling to 3 sort of different heights. So for a newborn, little one without head control, we're going to pull up to the top of their head and let it drop back down. For a little one that's got their head control and is likely to want to look around and see what's going on, we're going to stop it at the nape of their neck. And for a little one that would like to keep their arms out, we can sit it into the back of their shoulders, just into their armpits, and straight across there. So for this little one, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the nape of the neck. I'm pulling the fabric across little one and towards the rings. So all the slack is ring side of little one. And we're going to tighten it up through the rings by pulling the fabric. With it being a stripe or slightly striped ring sling, we can tell which pieces of fabric we need to tighten up in order to get to that secured carry. So, just working through the rings, the fabric to get a nice, tight, secure fit. Working again. Little one has got knee-to-knee support and is secure with the fabric smooth at their back. So what we're now going to do is do 3 sets of checks. We're going to do the baby safety checks, baby comfort checks, our comfort checks. So the baby safety checks are 2 fingers between the chin and their chest to keep their airway open. We're also going to check that there's no fabric covering their face and that they've got a good supply of fresh air. We're then going to look at their comfort. We're going to check the fabric is smooth all the way down their spine and the spare fabric is into the back of their knees and their lower legs are out and free to move. We then look at our comfort. We can check this pleated shoulder is nicely covering all of our shoulder and we can pull it back off our neck. We can check that the fabric is smooth over our backs and we can spread that as much as we like. We have the tail of the ring sling. There are a couple of things we can do with this. We don't need to tie it off or secure it in any other way because it is locked and secures through the rings. We can pull it over and tuck it into this top rail, which gives a second layer over little one for if it's cold. We can loop it through the rings and create a little piece of a cushion here in case they decide that they want to flop and lean slightly onto the rings, helps protect them from the rings. If there is enough spare on this top rail, what we can do is we can create them a little bit of a head cushion to sit in across the top here. So to take them out, remove whatever we've done with this tail piece, whether it's create the neck cushion or cover it over or put it through the rings. Take that out. We're then going to put one hand on to support them. We're then going to pop 1 or 2 fingers into the ring and lift up. And it loosens the fabric off, but keeping support and hold of little one on the other side. We can now slide the fabric back over their back into the back of their knees. And then we've got one hand on their bum, one hand on the back, and lift them up and out, reversing the process that we did to pop them in. Then lay them off to one side in a safe place. We can now remove the ring sling. This is now pretty much set ready for next time. What you may just need to do is check how the fabric is through the rings so that it will run nice and smooth when you come to put it back on. And then we can do the same checks as we did before to check that they've got enough space for their bum and that they're at a close enough to kiss position. So there we have a ring sling hip carry demonstration from Derby and Nottingham Sling Library. Thank you.